So in this challenge video, we're going to try and lead an NPC into the gates of Oblivion. I'm going to do my best to lure an NPC and to see if they'll follow me into the Oblivion gate located at Kvatch. So our test subject for this challenge is going to be Glartir himself. I mean, look at him, Glartir is just perfect for the job. He's just gorgeous. Also because Glartir will start to follow you the moment he catches even a glimpse of us, so yeah, he's perfect. So he's going to follow you so he can give you a quest about spying on the citizens of Skinrad, but instead, I'm going to get Glartir to follow us all the way from Skinrad to Kvatch. This task seems easy at first, but it's going to be a little more challenging than you think. So we're going to start off by making our character in the sewers, and I think this is the best Oblivion character I've ever made. It's the first time I've made a character that's actually made me laugh from how dumb he looks. I mean, he's absolutely perfect. You could even see the sewer rat behind trying to attack me before I even entered the character creator. So after I made the prime example of male beauty standards, I set out to Skinrad to find our main man Glartir. And Tutius Sextius is the first NPC to appear in front of me, and doesn't he just have the best name going? I wish that was my name. And immediately we encounter Glartir trying to follow us. So yeah, I guess the challenge starts now. So first of all, we have to see if he'll even follow us outside the Skinrad gates. And thankfully he does, but not without getting into combat. He went off to fight some mages that were standing outside the city, and yeah, he actually took him down. Fair play to him. He was able to take him out, and then he just began to follow me right after. So now I just have to lead Glartir all the way from Skinrad to Kvatch at walking pace. This is going to take a while. It is very slow progress trying to get Glartir to follow us outside of the city. We can't get too close to him or else he'll just enter dialogue with us and then he'll walk home after. Also, if we get too far away from him, he'll just lose interest and walk back home. But then, tragedy strikes quickly. A bandit comes out of nowhere and strikes down Glartir where he stands. He's dead. Like, he's actually dead. I thought he would have been an essential NPC, but I guess I was wrong. It was at this point that I decided to restart the challenge over and set the difficulty to easy. So now Glartir's health is back to full and he'll be easier to manage at easy. I can just take down enemies quicker. So once more, we set off on the arduous journey of leading Glartir all the way to Kvatch. At this point, it was pretty easy going. I also had plenty of free time while walking around. I was able to get through the whole By the Way album by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I was just having a great time. And we're making some decent progress this time. So we've been able to make it out to the wilderness and Glartir is still just following along. Fair play to him. He's keeping up. We could even start to see Kvatch looking over us in the background, so we're about halfway there. It's honestly nice to take in Oblivion at such a slow pace. You really start to appreciate the surroundings and just how well crafted the world in this game really is. We then encountered a highwayman who I was able to take out quickly, but then Glartir lost interest in me the moment the battle was over. It was at this point where I realised that I can't let Glartir enter combat at all or he'll just walk away. So I took out the highwayman with a flare, which I forgot to record footage for. That was a smart idea. And we were able to make our way across the bridge, finally. We also encountered this bandit camp that I needed to maneuver my way around or Glartir would just aggro the bandits. So I had to walk around the path and lead Glartir around this way, and then we just got back onto the main path after. And luckily Kvatch was now well within our sights. We also came across a wolf along the way that Glartir wouldn't stop attacking. Again, I had to lead Glartir through the woods so that we could just stay clear of all the enemies in combat. So then I was able to lead Glartir closer to the main path into Kvatch. So the fella that runs down to warn you about the Oblivion invasion was getting chased by a wolf, and I couldn't help him since Glartir would just lose interest when the wolf was killed. I again had to lead Glartir off the main path so that we could just avoid the wolf. We eventually ran into the guy again with no wolf following us, and he just gave us the message to avoid Kvatch. So yeah, I guess he was fine. He must have killed the wolf by himself. Now we're so close to Kvatch and all I have to do is just lead Glartir all the way up to the battlefield where the guards are holding back the Daedra. The red skies of Oblivion were starting to take over and our goal was now within reach. I needed to let the guards take care of all the scamps outside the Oblivion gate or else Glartir would just aggro them and run off. Eventually, the way was clear and we could finally walk towards the gate. This was it. Would Glartir actually follow us in? Well, here's the moment of truth. So I made sure Glartir was as close to the gate as I can get him, and then I entered. And when I step inside the gate, he's nowhere to be found. I waited a bit to see if he would follow, but there was no luck. I went outside the Oblivion gate to see if he was still there, and nope, he's just gone. He completely vanished. I assume he just teleported back to Skinrad. So lads, it looks like the challenge has failed. Or has it? I still had one more trick up my sleeve. So I led Glartir up to the gate once more and I attacked him to get him to chase me. And it worked. He followed us all the way into the gate and he kept trying to attack me. He sadly wouldn't accept my yield, so he just kept trying to attack me. He got into a fight with some scamps, but ultimately, he fell. I figured I would bury Glartir in the lava of Oblivion. It's fitting. He is now at rest. So overall, we were able to lead Glarter into the Oblivion Gate with a few hiccups along the way. Was the challenge a success? Well, he didn't follow me into the gate in the way that I would have hoped, but I was still able to get him inside the Oblivion Gate, so I would say that's the challenge completed. So yeah, I'd say that was definitely a success. So lads, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Cheers lads.